We are joined by Canadian-based Sesulelo. Did I get that right? Sesulelo right, Mabaya, who is the founder of Chiedza Sesu Foundation, which cares for people with disabilities and visual impairments. Good morning and welcome to Morning Rush. You look nice and dry, so I'm pretty sure the rain didn't get in your way making it to our studio this morning.
Thank you so much for having me on this show. Indeed, it was a rush.
I see what you did there. All right, you're the founder of Chiedza Sesu Foundation. Maybe just give us some insight into what that foundation is about.
Chiedza Sesu Foundation is there to change what it is to live with a disability or with visual impairment through its through advocacy and its innovative programs.
And for you, because I say Sesulelo, Sesu, I'm guessing that's where that came from.
Yes.
What was the motivation behind focusing on this? There's so many different things that you could have focused on. What was the motivation for you to zone in on disabilities and visual impairments?
The main force behind Chiedza Sesu, my mother lost her vision at the age of 85. And me being in Canada and her only daughter, her being in Zimbabwe, it was very challenging. And realizing the challenges that are surrounded in those circumstances, it became a force behind starting this foundation. Through this process of trying to make my mother comfortable in this new condition, I met a young man by the name of John Monoda Wafa, who is also visually impaired. He was another force. We decided to work together to work with people in these conditions. In the process, we also adopted the physically PWDs in the program.
All right, I understand you're currently based in Canada, but you're here back home in Zimbabwe, about to launch this foundation here in Zimbabwe. How long have you been conceptualizing this idea to have this foundation?
Chiedza Sesu was in the womb. It was conceived in 2021 when my mother lost her vision. And it was in the womb all this while until August 2023. And then I came in to launch the foundation on December 30. And it was a very successful launch with the overwhelming response at Mutongerwa Hotel in Murombezi.
So I am speaking to the founder of Chiedza Sesu Foundation, a foundation that works with people with disabilities and visual impairments. And I'm speaking to the founder, Sesulelo Mabaya. And I want to talk about the foundation. Obviously, you're based in Canada. Your mom was here, and some of the guys that you've mentioned are based here. So is it going to be doing work in Canada and Zimbabwe, or just in one country? How's that going to work?
To be able to be successful in these kind of foundations, there's got to be a lot of resources. So this is come out of my own pocket. So I have to work. So I work as a nurse in Canada to try and launch this foundation. So I'm going to be working between Canada and Zimbabwe until we are fruitful.
All right, and maybe looking at, you mentioned that your mom was a big motivator, and even some of the other people that you met in your mom's journey with visual impairment really motivated you. But what are some of the challenges, that in your experience of working with these communities that people with disability or even visual impairments are facing?
Working from a distance is a challenge. Mobilizing people on the ground to do some work. So financially, there's some flaws. And the biggest challenge, of course, is the resources. Now being on the ground, oh my God, there is so much to do with this population. There is a lot of need. Chiedza is not there to solve all the problems. But I think with the little bit that we do have, we can bridge the gap.
And in terms of the assistance that this community requires? You know, obviously you did highlight finances, but what other kind of assistance do they need?
Basically, there is a lot of poverty. That's what I noticed. Starting from they don't have equipment for their activities of daily living. For example, somebody that is blind, they need a cane to navigate around the house or to do their work around the house. Most of them didn't have canes, and some of them do require crutches for their physical disabilities. Those are basic things that I think nobody should not have. But I found that we do have a lot that do not have them, and basic equipment like wheelchairs. They are very important for one's fundamental day.
Sesulelo Mabaya, the founder of Chiedza Sesu Foundation, which cares for people with disabilities as well as visual impairments. And before I let you go, maybe I'll get you to look into the camera there and just maybe your message to Zimbabweans in terms of what they can do at their own individual levels to support your foundation and to support the community of people living with disabilities and visual impairments.
My family, my Zimbabwean family, Chiedza Sesu is not an initiative for Chiedza Sesu alone, but it's for all of us Zimbabwean. And our president has his mantra, Nyika inovakwa nevene vayo, and there I am to contribute to Nyika inovakwa nevene vayo. So if one or two of us could do that, our people would have a better life.
Thank you very much, Sesulelo, for joining us.
Ipapo ZTN Prime, DSTV channel 294, the place to be.